Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pro Wrestling Throwdown, the May 9th, 2020 edition. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams. I'm Caleb Black. We're talking wrestling. Every single episode and every single segment, we ask you guys to send us an email about a topic you want us to talk about, or something you may have liked that we said, something you didn't like that we said. We want your feedback. Well, this week in the mailbag, we got our first email.
Yes.
From one of our subscribers. Shout out to Big John Wagner. Thank you very much, John. You've sent us a couple emails. We're gonna cover a couple of the other ones in a later segment. Right now, though, we got a special request to talk about NFL, pro wrestling, the transition, and the wrestlers who either started in the NFL and went to the WWE or had some affiliation with the NFL. And I'll tell you what, that's not a short list. And it's not for lacking of superstars either.
No, it really isn't. They kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I mean, you have WrestleMania 2.
Yep.
You have the big battle royal that was, I think, like 20 men. 10 of them were WWE superstars, WWF at the time. And 10 of them were NFL football players. Refrigerator Perry, several.
Yeah.
Back in that day, 84?
Yeah, 84.
With, of course, the late, great Andre the Giant winning because Andre didn't lose battle royals.
That's right.
He's never lost a battle royal. I mean, the transition is cardio, folks.
Yep. Well, and you got to think, too, Vince has always scouted the top athletes in the country. NCAA champions, legitimate NCAA champions, UFC fighters, mixed martial artists, football players, guys who are athletically capable of doing the job, who could take a hit, and who had the size and aesthetics to be marketable.
Not only that, name value.
Yeah, name value alone. Notable, I mean, The Rock did not play for the NFL, but did play in the Canadian Football League.
Yes.
Dwayne Johnson. Roman Reigns was a draft pick in the NFL.
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin was a draft pick for the NFL. Bill Goldberg played in the NFL.
Flying Brian Pillman was
Brian Pillman was a Bengal. Brock Lesnar made his transition to the NFL after being a pro wrestler, because he played college football as well. So the NFL's always kind of gone in tandem with guys who maybe the NFL, makes a cut, or their football career is coming to an end, or they just want to change directions. And Vince's doors have always been open to NFL players.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Again, it's about your athleticism, it's about your toughness, and you don't get tougher than an NFL linebacker.
Especially,
and if he's not playing football, he wants to get paid to hit people. Vince has got the money to pay.
I mean, Flying Brian got the nickname Flying Brian
from
diving over the line of scrimmage and sacking quarterbacks.
That's right.
He was he was, and he wasn't a very big man. I mean, he was light heavyweight his entire career.
Yeah,
but yet, it's like a caged animal. You get them in there. They kind of understand. They're used to taking hits. Yep. That's really not much different to them. And
not to mention, football is a spectator sport, so they're used to working in front of a crowd. They're used to running plays, which is the same thing as building a match. You have a starting point, you got a finishing point.
Used to talking on a microphone.
Right, yeah, the interviews and the introspective stuff that they have to do. And again, the NFL, not a non-charitable organization, so NFL players are used to the traveling schedules, they're used to the signings, they're used to the charity events, the promoting. It's a great transition, and what a great question we got, too.
Yeah,
the duality of the athletic lifestyles that go between both aren't that different, except one gets you to a Super Bowl and the other gets you to a WrestleMania.
Which, I mean, nowadays they're both the pinnacles. If you don't know what the Super Bowl is or WrestleMania is, where do you live?
Right, exactly.
Seriously, anywhere in the world, you don't have to be a wrestling fan to know what WrestleMania is.
Nope.
You don't have to be a football fan to know
what the Super Bowl is. But you do know what they are.
Yes.
So thanks, John. That's a big shout out to John Wagner for the email. Again, folks, if you got a segment you want us to talk about, you got questions, comments, send us an email here at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. We'll give you a shout out. We'll talk about your segment. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for Armchair Booking.